Welcome to the Goddess Breath podcast. I'm Dr. Mari, and I am excited to have a guest on today that I've been looking forward to having her share her story and all about all the awesome things that she's doing. And her name is Vandana Dillon. Vanda, do you want to say hello for a minute? Just a quick hello, and then we're going to do a breath work together.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm really excited to be here, and especially because it's you, and we go back quite a ways, I
I
think.
know, totally. We're gonna get into that, yeah, which is awesome. I know it's kind of neat that the backstory of all before the before, right?
Right. Yes, exactly. So
Yeah.
yes, I'm honored to be here. Thank you for asking me.
Yes. Well, thank you for your time, of course. So I was thinking that the Nadi Shodhana is a great breathwork technique for kind of what we're going to talk about a little bit today. And this is one of my favorites anyway. It's just super
Mhm.
helpful for like the headspace clearing and feeling more centered and relaxed. Um, so we'll just move right into it. And
Awesome.
yeah, for you listening, just kind of relax in your chair, sitting back if you can, and just thinking about the breath, just focusing on the inhale and the exhale to begin. And then as you do that, and if you've been listening to the podcast for a while, I've been doing different breathwork techniques, but I'm always trying to bring all like the whole body centers together. So, as much as you can, breathing into this lower part of your body, inhaling deep into the belly, and filling your whole body up. And then as you exhale, just feeling this movement or energy sort of relaxing your whole body with the exhale. And the idea, if you want to think of a visual, is just bringing the energy up through the spine on the inhale and exhaling down through the spine. And then now, bringing your hands to your index finger and your center finger to your forehead, kind of tapping that brow center, taking your thumb on the right nostril. And if you're driving, I just want to say that not to do this and maybe just breathe normal. And then when you have a stop or something, to utilize your hands for the alternate nostril breathing. So we'll go ahead and put our right thumb on the right nostril and breathe in through the left for a count of 4. And then closing that left and exhaling through the right for a count of 4. And then again, inhaling and closing that nostril, exhaling through the left, and then inhaling through the left and closing that nostril, exhaling through the right and inhaling through the right and exhaling through the left. Just do a round, 3 more rounds, and inhaling through the left and exhaling through the right and inhaling through the right, exhaling through the left, inhaling through the left and exhaling through the right, inhaling through the right. And we'll close here and exhale through the left nostril fully, all the way. And I'm just taking breaths through both nostrils now. Ah, that feels good, doesn't it? I love it. So, yay! Thank you again. I just want to say for yeah, just your time, because I know you're very busy. And I oh, I wanted to introduce you, and I forgot to do this, that you have been a yoga teacher since 2012, and you have or no, 27, no, 17 years you've been a yoga teacher.
Yeah, I think it was like 2008, maybe even. 2000.
Okay, and then you started the yoga, or the St. Pete Yoga Festival in 2012, which is
Yes.
awesome. Like, that's super awesome event, and I'm sure we'll talk about that a little bit.
Mhm.
And then so many other things, and now you're guiding or bring people to India. And I'm thinking to see your guru. Is that right? But you can tell
Well,
people about.
yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be a trip that's going to be in the future too.
Okay. Yeah. So when we met was 2000, and that was right around like 2010, I want to say. And you
Okay.
were at the Yoga Village. You're co-owner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Back then I was. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then I remember I went on the cruise ship and did my thing as an acupuncturist. And I remember seeing, like, on Facebook, you were in St. Pete, you had the yoga studio there, and then doing the yoga at Sunken Gardens, which is just so cool, doing outside
Mm.
yoga there. It's such a beautiful place. And I don't know, fill me in on the rest.
Well, it's still going on at Sunken Gardens. I kind of think of that as my studio since I don't have my own brick and mortar anymore. Kind of found out that I wasn't like that wasn't my thing, like running the business the day in and day out. So I'm much more of a teacher. And I really enjoy teaching at Sunken Gardens because we're outdoors, we're in the gardens, and it's really like teaching in a jungle, so in front of waterfalls. I mean, it doesn't really get much better than that here in
It
Florida.
doesn't exactly, right where we are. Yeah, no, it
Yeah,
doesn't.
yeah. So, yeah, so that's been going on for 17 years. I mean, it has had many different iterations. It's been Awakened to Yoga. It's been part of Yoga Village. I was very blessed that Sundar gave it back to me. Just, she was the other owner of Yoga Village. She gave it back to me. So it just became Awakened to Yoga again. And, yeah, and it's been Awaken to Yoga and Awaken to Yoga retreats because I do retreats, sometimes out of there, but other places, yeah, around the country and stuff. So, but yeah, that's really, and then yeah, I have my own yoga studio in downtown St. Pete. That didn't last very long, like I said, just because I was also, I rented out space in the building to an interior designer, a decorator, and a florist, and then massage therapist. So it was like a lot of stuff. And then I had teacher training, and I was a single mom. So there was a lot going on. And I was just like, you know what? I need to simplify. Um, so that's what I did, and just continued teaching, and then also learning new skills and new things that I could add on to the teaching yoga. So,
Yeah. Yeah, well, good thing too, because like COVID did a number on
oh,
everybody, and that was before COVID, right? That you
yeah.
transitioning out of your own brick and mortar. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, COVID really hit the yoga community hard. I mean, there's like 200 yoga studios closed in Florida. And I mean, I was very blessed to be able to just go right onto Zoom and teach through Zoom. But, those people that have the brick and mortars, not everybody was so fortunate.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, and that's like the time when we need it all.
I know everybody
most,
needed it. And,
most
I was
at all
amazed.
times, right? We need it.
Even at the hospital, because I used to I used to teach yoga. I had my own program there, Awaken Yoga for All Kids, which was to help the kids in their rooms. But then I also taught the staff, and I would do these twice a month. I would do during their lunch hour in the chapel, like just like seated yoga and meditation. They really needed it and they cut it out because of COVID,
Wow. Where was that
and
at again?
that was at All Children's right here in downtown St. Pete.
Wow, that's
So
amazing. They took that out.
yeah,
Well, I
and
guess that
unfortunately,
makes sense, but still.
yeah. So I'm thinking about, what we need now, even after COVID, because of all the what's happened with our own relationships and being able to relate to people and, especially our children going through that, and all the anxiety it caused and, just so much. So what they need now more than anything is meditation and yoga and feeling comfortable and at ease in their bodies and breath work. And so I'm really hoping that expands more here
Yes, I
in
hope it does
Florida.
too. Yeah, keep me in the loop on that if you're gonna
Oh yeah, I will.
but so yeah, well, I mean I'd love to talk about that. Really, I'm very passionate about helping our children and all of that. And what I want to just kind of preempt is that, and I had shared with you this about focusing on the crown chakra because this is where I'm at with
Hmm.
part of the series and the podcast. And the ancient goddess Inanna is um, basically, lifted up. There's her whole story represented as a woman in a human body that like goes through trials and tribulations and all different things, journeying to the underworld, returning from that, and then lifted up and revered in ancient times as Venus. So she was literally devoted to, like, they prayed to her and they put out all of the offerings to her,
Mm.
sang songs for her. So she was really a very prominent deity in that time 5,000 years ago in Sumeria. And that's really what came for me out of all of that is that that we have had divine images over all different cultures that
Mm.
represent the same thing. Basically what I'm saying is the crown chakra, that
Mhm.
representation of one word is love, right? Or
Mhm.
just that connection, our being able to connect with the divine. And then that, just also that every person has their own archetypal image or connection with their own deity. And,
Mhm.
I just also talked about archetypes in the last episode. So that's why I'm just bringing that up. But
Mm.
um, that we all have that our own connection. So, and some people, have the guru, and then some people just have, their spiritual guides, all different for everybody. And I think that's really what we're meant to have so that we feel that connection. We can feel like we can relate to that higher self, that connection to the divine, and whatever people want to call it, right?
Mhm.
So I'd love to just hear your story about that, and just with your guru.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, my connection to the divine, which has been such a journey for me, really did start about 17 years ago, when I became a yoga teacher. And well, even before that, when I started practicing yoga, but much more intensely when I became a yoga teacher. And then sought out my teacher, Mata Amritanandamai Devi. She's in India, in Kerala, in South India, because she does represent the divine mother to me and the divine goddess, and that unconditional love, which is, I feel like, what we're all. I mean, that is our natural state, but so many of us are so far away from that we need to get back there. And that's her whole, like, kind of mantra is love and serve. And it's love with the capital L, which is the unconditional love. So not a transactional love, not a like, I'll do this for you if you do this for me kind of thing, but just like love because that's the expression of who we are. And serve, like, how can I be of service? And I've just kind of I've taken that and just kind of run with that as my main, what I want to do in my life. And I just feel really blessed that I have a teacher like that. Like a lot of people, um, that I get to see. I mean, it's been hard with COVID. We did do stuff over Zoom and everything, um, but normally, like my family vacation with my daughter has been to go see her when she comes in the United States, and then to teach. Like I'm teaching I am the youth meditation and the meditation for spiritual seekers, and then the I am 20, which is like this meditation for just everyday people who want to do like a 20-minute meditation. um, but so we would get to be with her and be in her presence. And that's that reminder. It's like getting it's the Shakti, it's the energy. You're getting that reminder because you've fallen away from it. 6 months later, you're back into your like, oh, like the humdrum lifestyle, right?
Right.
And all of that, all of the Maya. So basically all of the illusion. So, you know, I don't take it for granted that I do have a teacher that is enlightened who brings me, helps me along and helps me kind of figure out my path. Um and uh she gave me, it's funny because you're talking about the archetype and everything like that. Like Vandana, my name, which she gave me, means, she told me it meant adorable, but it also it's a Vandana is a prayer. It's like an adoration, like you're actually praying, worthy of worship, they've said as well. But I just think, a Vandana is, I just think of it as a prayer, like, that's my connection to it. But it didn't hurt that my own teacher called me adorable, so, I'll take that too. But, the whole thing with my name is, and that's why, I've gone by that for so long, is the vibration is higher. Vandana is a higher vibration because it's Sanskrit. And so, I'm reminded of that every time somebody says my name, rather than, oh, I go by this, when I teach yoga or whatever. I just, no, that became my identity. That's, my dharma or my position in this lifetime is to be of service, is to teach, the healing arts, and then to be the mother to my daughter and my goddaughter. So, um, yeah, so I just kind of went on a tangent, but
Oh no, I love
but
it. That's
Amma, yeah, meaning it, as a guru means dispeller of darkness, so like one who leads you to the light. So, and I was just talking with one of my students today at Yoga Village, as a matter of fact, because I am teaching there again. Um, that he's like, you're so blessed that you have, a master, you have a teacher. Most people don't seek that out, or because it's very foreign, especially here in America, because um it's just not a common thing. But in India, and in yoga, it is more common, as far as like that, you know for my connection to the divine. That's kind of what I've always needed, was some kind of a guide. And I think I sought that out because um I had been disillusioned, with my own life, and as far as like how I thought it was supposed to go. And, it was like, whoops, nope, this is not the man that you married, is not the man you thought it was, so it was like I needed some kind of um answers. And so that's what really propelled me into my spiritual journey. And I'm just so grateful. So,
Oh, wow. Yeah, I imagine so. And that is really interesting that you say that. It's not that common here. It's more common in India to have that reminder, the remembering, right?
mhm.
And the
Yeah,
remembering really in a way that we relate, because
yeah,
somebody's just preaching, right? And we're not really buying into it, which by the way, we have our mutual Reverend John Scott, who
oh yes, yes,
he's
yes,
amazing.
love him, yes.
And I relate to everything he says. So I guess if he was my spiritual teacher in this earth, on this earth, that it would be him, just based on the fact that I love what he brings, and I love the remembering.
Yeah,
Thank you. I want it every week, for
yeah,
every day, really. But yeah, it's important to feel that guidance and also even accountability, right? We can say that
yeah.
too, to kind of keep us on that, steer us, keep us going, and and yeah, uh, take away the disillusionment, uh, recognize we're all one here as human beings, and not everybody's perfect. It's
Mhm.
be perfect, right? So um, obviously having boundaries in many cases, I have to remember to keep my boundaries. I'm saying
Oh
that.
yeah, me too. Third
Um,
chakra. That's third chakra.
Yeah, but then also, but lifting up through the chakras, that we are all here together, and letting go some of those judgments, or whatever,
Mhm.
words that we can use that are the shadow aspects of our human beingness, which we all have, but recognizing them in those upper chakras, and being able to walk as a radiant light, and be a support and guide, and healer for others. And I just want you to know I see you as that. So,
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. It's nice. And just back to the chakra, the crown chakra, it really is to remember that we are infinite. Like we aren't these bodies. We aren't these little bodies. So whenever we say I, meaning referring to our bodies, that is so wrong. Like we are everything. We're really the space.
yeah.
So I just
Yeah.
got
No,
goosebumps.
I
Like
am.
yeah, the I am. And so um what happens is we don't utilize that knowledge to manifest and to really be great. We tend to use it to be like wallow in our despair and stuff. So really what we need to do is turn that around to just know that we're infinite. We have these infinite possibilities, and we're not just these bodies. And that's, I think you get that sense with John Scott going to him, like he's kind of in a way like channeling Christ consciousness. Like it's very expansive, and it's not really like just John Scott on a normal day. So when he's tuned in, it's like it's flowing through him, and then you feel, oh, wow, yes. And you get that sense of like, oh my gosh, we're all connected. It's that unity consciousness, really. um, so yeah, I think, and with Amma, it's the same way. Like I can tell in a huge hotel building, I can tell whether she's in there or not. That's how strong her vibration is. That,
Wow.
it's like, so it just clears all of that, the vritti away from you when you're there in her presence. And of course, everybody's in different levels. Some people are maybe not there yet, and some people are much further along than I am, or have been, or what, or you know, who knows. But we all get what we need at that time. So, and each time I see her, it's different. It's a different experience. So, and we really, I mean, I was saying like everything is Amma, because it's Amma represents the divine for us, for those of us who follow her. So whatever, like we say, everything is God, like whatever comes into our lives is there for a purpose, and then it's just how we choose to respond to it that,
Yeah.
is in our control. That's our little bit of, I guess, I don't want to say willpower, but just like,
Choice, free
yeah,
will.
yeah, we have to discern what is going to bring us closer to our goal, whether that's enlightenment or if it's just becoming a better person or, you know,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know,
Everybody has their own sort of calling, I guess I would.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so many people are still figuring that out. I feel really, blessed because I mean, I had gone down a whole other path. I was an actor for many years. So like I so now it's like I figured out what I was supposed to be. And I don't have to struggle, I don't have to look for that anymore. Whereas I meet a lot of my clients, people that don't know what they're supposed to do or be, and so I do feel like that is a blessing to know. You knew that you were, supposed to be of service in the healing arts. Like that was never really a question for you. I mean, at least as far as how long I've known you, at least.
Right. Well, it's kind of funny because, yeah, I started out with a bachelor's in accounting. And
Oh
uh,
my God. I
I
can't imagine you
remember,
as
I
an
remember
accountant.
one of my first astrology consultations that he's like, yeah, not
Not
an
as an accountant. That's hilarious. I didn't know that about you. So that's fun
Yeah,
to know that.
I graduated, yeah, out of college and just did that for a little bit before then I moved to Florida. I was transferred to Florida. That's how I got here through that company. They moved me. And then in my car accidents, I had a couple of automobile accidents. I went to school for massage, and then I realized through that I had healing gifts.
Yeah.
People felt better and they loved it. So that just kind of moved forward into acupuncture and then breath work. And um, yeah, now, I mean, for me to be able to offer the breath work training, right? The shaman's breath work training is super
Yeah.
exciting. It's kind of where I feel like that's where I've come to finally, my offerings is something that I can spread on a bigger scale,
Yeah.
help people like, well, what made me think of it is what you said, like some people just don't even know
Hmm.
what their calling is. And I feel like that program is designed to help you sort that out and to allow that unfoldment to clear
Mm.
away those blockages so you can hone in on and on like the path of what it is that you're, purpose or calling or whatever people want to refer to it as. Um, but I'm really excited that you shared about the I am and the app and
Oh
um,
yeah, we didn't share the app because you and I were just talking about that
yeah,
before
no, I
this.
want to know more about that. I think that's really exciting, and that's kind of what that like my mission is to help the youth in
Yeah.
whatever way. I don't even know what that looks like right now, but through this podcast, I'm just spreading that awareness.
Yeah, and I think, we really have to do that. I know Mindful Movement is doing that as well. They have like this mission to get yoga in all of the schools in the next 6 years. I don't know where they picked that number, but yeah, on a more global level with the I am, the youth I am that I'm part of, the meditation that comes from my teacher Amma. We're in development to make this app so that youth, because they are so technologically advanced, and some would say, oh, they're just addicted or whatever, but the fact is they're just way more advanced than we were back in that age.
Mhm.
And so to use the app for meditation, but to be able to maybe have it so easily, because it just seems like right now that's what is so important. This is like, what can I have at my fingertips? Because we have so much information, right? But if we have this app that does the meditation or guides them through the meditation, that we're hoping that will, you know, eventually they'll be able to do it on their own, but just to get it out there to the masses, it would be great to have the meditation on the app,
Yeah.
so
I
that they can just go through it, because they're just at a different place than we were, as far as like learning and how they learn. And so much is on YouTube now, and you know what I mean. It's like, oh, you don't know how to do something, look at YouTube. So
Yeah. No, this is
so
what I'm saying. We haven't caught up with how we're providing information for our children that fits with what they know. We,
right.
as their parent adults,
Yes.
haven't provided that for them, and I think that's a big piece that we're missing that really needs to like be paid attention to big time. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, I have a friend, I call him the TikTok monk, because that's how I found him, was on TikTok during COVID. I was actually looking for my daughter for some resources during COVID, because it was a very challenging time, being isolated and everything. And his main thing was like teen suicide, and really dealing with heavy subjects, but in a lighter way. And as a urban kind of monk who is ordained, but then really his temple is the pavement. His temple is the world. He's not like tied to a temple. He's not in the Himalayas. He's out there amongst the youth. And um he just addresses the camera, like he's very well spoken. And he's teaching kids meditation, he's teaching them mindfulness, he's teaching them psychology. So
Oh,
that's really what we need, is a lot of people who are dynamic, who are out there, like reaching
yeah.
these kids.
What's his name?
Oh, so the venerable
Oh, is that the one that you had at your yoga festival?
Yeah, he was at the yoga festival, and he
I
he did a
love him.
walking meditation.
I remember his story too. Yeah.
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 Yeah, he's on like every platform possible, like TikTok and Instagram and all the things. But just getting, like you're doing with the podcast, just getting out there as much as possible, and
Yeah. Yeah.
just reaching people, as far as like, this really is the time for healers right now, because of what, everything is kind of coming to a kind
Right.
of a boil here in America,
Yeah,
at
it's
least.
gonna be
You
even
know,
brewing more here in the summer. I think we're gonna.
yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
um, well, we're about coming to a close,
Oh, we
and
are already.
I know that's what I said. I wanted to also just mention that you're president of the Florida Yoga Teachers Association, and
Yes, and you're a member, a very honored
I know,
member.
and it's growing. So,
Yes.
any yoga teachers that want to learn more about that, I'll have the links in the notes, in the show notes, to check that out, and also
Yeah.
I'll have your links for the St. Pete Yoga Festival and for
Great.
Awakened Within, Awake,
Awaken to yoga. Yep.
and yeah, a couple other things. But did anything else you want to add or share, like that you want to invite people to?
No, I'd love to see people at Sunken Gardens. That's such an amazing place, to come. It is seasonal, so we will be ending May, but I do have a very special thing on Memorial Day. If anybody's service related, or just want to come to a very special yoga class, it's been kind of a tradition that I've held at Awaken to Yoga, where we honor our servicemen and anybody who served, anybody who's passed, and people actually get up and speak. You can also bring like a picture of somebody, or even I'll usually have little things there that they can use, a stone or something, But I usually have a guest singer, and they sing Amazing Grace. It's just a beautiful way, and all people who've served, whether they're veterans or in the service now, get in for free to the class and the sunken garden. So um, that's on May 26th. I would love for people to come, to that, because it's just a very beautiful sharing. And you can really see the power of yoga and community in that. Um, and just how, we have to be there for each other. There's just so much going on right now that we need to be there for each other.
I am, yes, 2000% with you on that one for sure.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like is that we're all here to just kind of hold each other up and um, spread the love, right?
Yes.
Spread
Yes.
the love. Yeah, spread the light, spread the love. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you again. And this has been lovely. I'm so glad that I asked you to.
Yes, me too.
I want to go have lunch, so we got to do that.
I know, we should do that next.
Yeah.
Yeah, and check out the Florida Yoga Teachers Association. Especially if you are a yoga teacher, it doesn't matter how long you've been a yoga teacher, but we are trying to keep, the authentic roots of yoga alive, and so that people know and understand that this is thousands and thousands of years old. It's not something that we're just, coming up with and it's trendy. It's not about that. It's not just about the asana, the physical postures. It's also about, the philosophy behind it and the spiritual practice. So,
Yeah,
um,
and breath work too.
yeah, breath work is part of that. Chanting, kirtan, yoga nidra. Like there's so many facets to sound healing. There's so many different things, that yamas and the niyamas. People don't know what that is. We're trying to get that out there. It's kind of like the do's and don'ts and like the ethical standards. So yeah, so check it out. Even if you're not going to become a member, and look for our events. We have events and retreats and yoga festivals, and supporting it. Oh, and then I'm also going to be going to the Smoky Mountains Yoga Fest and teaching there on the International Day of Yoga. So
Ooh, that
I'm
sounds.
excited about that too.
When is that? International.
It's the 21st of June.
Oh,
So that's recognized by the UN. That's an actual official day, the International Day of Yoga. So do yoga on the 21st of June.
nice. I
And
love
raise the
that.
vibration of the entire planet.
Yes,
So,
absolutely. Yes. Oh, all right. Well, thank you and have a beautiful rest of your day.
thank you. You too. Thanks for
We'll
having
talk,
me.
we'll talk soon.
Okay, namaste. Thank you.
Stay.
Bye. Bye.